Hello and welcome to my review of The Godfather. Before I get into it, I'd like to say a few things. First, if I make this shot, go ahead and hit that like button. Second thing I want to say is a major spoiler alert, so consider yourselves warned. Thirdly, I want this to be a discussion on this cool film, so whatever you have to say about the movie or my review of the movie, go ahead and say that in the comment section down below. Finally, if you want to choose which movies I watch and review in the future, you can do that by subscribing. With that being said, let's get into it. So, The Godfather, 1972, about 2 hours 55 minutes long, obviously starring Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, James Caan, Robert Duvall, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. The first thing that really hit me about this movie was the pacing. I mean, in the beginning, we have kind of a slower beginning. It opens up and it pretty much gives us all of our characters, who they are, what they do, and why, Brando as Vito Corleone is the Don. It was beautifully set up, and every time I thought that something was, every time I thought that the movie could get boring around, any point in the movie, they took it in a direction where I was like, yes, I'm totally in. I buy into everything that happens in this movie. Beautifully paced. Let's talk about some of the characters in this movie. Al Pacino is amazing in this movie. Absolutely amazing. He is the least Al Pacino in this movie than I have ever seen him in any other movie. It's like Al Pacino was in the character of Michael. Usually, the character that Al is playing is, a representation of Pacino with the yelling at half the movie. This movie, I feel like because it was such a young Al, it was Al before he became Al, he got to be that nuanced character, that character that thought about things, the one that didn't just yell at everybody. He was calm, he was cool, he was collected, and I totally bought that he got that from his father. I mean, Brando in this movie, I'll talk about him a little later, but James Caan as Sonny in this movie, wonderful. I believed from the moment the movie started that he had the short temper because he went out and he got mad at the FBI for kind of messing with their wedding. It was wonderfully acted by him. And Robert Duvall as the lawyer, Tom Hagen, amazing. I loved that he never ever lost his temper. He always kept that lawyer mentality of, this is within the confines of the law, so we do this. No questions asked. So the most impactful performance to me is Marlon Brando. Now I have kind of a beef with the marketing of this movie because they marketed him to the Oscars as the main character of this movie, which is why he won the Best Actor Oscar. But he's not the main character. He's amazing. Yes, he is the best part of this movie. He's, his performance blows pretty much everybody else's out of the water. Al can kind of hang with him for a little bit, but Brando just, he's Brando for a reason. And he's amazing, but I don't think that he should have gotten the Oscar for Best Actor. He should have gotten it for Best Supporting Actor because his character doesn't even have an arc. It's Michael's movie, and while I agree that he is the best, I agree that he has the best performance out of anybody in the movie, but he's not the main character. My verdict for this movie is a no-brainer. Absolutely no-brainer. I want to Blu-ray this movie. I want to watch this movie over and over again because I want to get all the things that Brando brings to it. And maybe the next time I watch it after that, I'll get all the things that James Caan brings to Sonny. I want to get everything that Robert Duvall brings to Tom Hagen, that character. I want to get everything out of this movie where I can see what's kind of foreshadowing, because I don't, you know, when I first watched this movie, I didn't know a lot of what was going to happen. I didn't know that Brando died in the first movie. I did not. So I want to go back and watch this movie, again and again and again, which is why I say Blu-ray the film. That's my review of The Godfather, but I want to know what you guys think. So, whether you agree with me or you disagree with me, whatever you have to say about the movie or my review of the movie, go ahead and say that in the comments section down below. And next week on Tuesday, I will be doing my review of The Godfather Part 2. And this coming Friday, I will be doing a review of Sing Street. So this Friday, Sing Street. Next Tuesday will be The Godfather Part 2. Don't forget to be on the lookout for those. If you want to check out my last review, it is Kubo and the Two Strings. You can do that right there. And subscribe if you want to choose which movies I watch and review in the future. Thank you for watching this review.